Well, welcome to a beautiful, beautiful Sunday morning here at Tor Abbey Sands in Torquay, UK, and we are here for the SUP 1000 event, which is a smaller part of the bigger picture, and that bigger picture is the Super Festival and the ICF SUP World Cup being held here in the UK for the first time ever, and hopefully not the last. So I'm here with my co-presenter, co-commentator Simon. Good morning, Simon. How are you feeling about day 3?
I am fantastic. The voice is somewhat ropey at the moment, but we'll get through. We've got a full itinerary today of distance, but starting with this event, which is really something which encapsulates the whole spirit and ethos of the entire 3 days of racing. This is all about paddlers of all standards, from elite through to recreational paddlers, going out together on the water, having a good chat, experiencing the conditions, and just having a good time. So this is all about the vibes, this one. It's not competitive, but it is tremendous fun.
Not competitive, but I see some race boards on the line.
I know.
It's fun, isn't
well,
it?
Well, that's the all abilities.
Always a racer.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's all abilities. So there'll be a gentle meander out and then back to the Prince's Theatre, which is a very appropriate
we're gonna look out. Yes, not named after Brendan, but
well, it's Princess. It's so it's almost
the
there.
Theatre, which is right over there in the middle of your screen. Conditions: little bit of wind, little bit of swell. Some of these paddlers, we've got some kids as well, which is great to see. Some youngsters. We've got a family of 6, I think, or 5 on one board. And they are here to just take part. Brennan's just given his race briefing, and he just said this is the thing that he's been looking forward to the most. Paddling out with people, making sure they're safe, making sure they're happy, giving them a good time. There's going to be some photo opportunities over by the Princess Theatre. But yes, you've got the likes of these paddlers here, which we can see, wigs and all. So we'll just give a little walk through, like they're the race class. So good morning, everybody. Here's our photographer here working hard. Good morning, everybody. Boards of all shapes and sizes. Good morning. Don't worry, you're not live, but you'll be on TV. Good morning. So kids and all sorts today. Good morning. Look at them all. So many people, hello. And all looking pretty relaxed and happy. No game faces here. Good morning. Nice, very nice stance there. Good morning, there's Susanna. She's here taking part. Good morning. Peeping out. Hello, hello. Look at these two. That's that troublemaker Ed. And here's our family of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
6 of us on one board.
And you're from that wonderful club, Subsect.
Subsect.
Yep,
Indeed.
you can just hold that if you like.
Yeah, thanks. No problem.
Good morning.
Good morning.
You've come on the Dragon board.
Well, not all the way. We're just hoping to use it today.
So the lovely, let's have a look at it. Look how long it is.
22 foot long.
The red Dragon board. So you all paddled before?
We have, yeah. We often paddle together. Normally the kids take it easy. Sometimes they like to use mask and snorkel and create as much drag as possible.
Oh, yeah.
But today we're trying to get them all to paddle in time. So
we live in Dorset, Dad, where there's a lot of
yeah, we are the Dorset contingent.
Oh, so why wouldn't you want to snorkel and just to see all that beautiful seagrass? Absolutely. Well, we wish you the very best of fun, not luck. Sounds like you've got this. Well done, team.
And thanks for the microphone. Have a great day.
Yeah, you too.
Good stuff. So yeah, it really captures the ethos of stand-up paddling here on the coast, and we're really looking forward to what is going to be a fantastic day on the water, starting in the most perfect way with all of these fantastic paddlers representing the full gamut of the paddling culture here. And we've also got the chairman of Paddle UK, who's coming out here as well to experience all of the collegiate experience of paddling in this community. So So fantastic. Let's have a quick chat, shall we?
Shall we have
a quick chat with Nick? Nick, chairman of Paddle UK. Morning. So great to be out here today, experiencing the community aspect of SUP, which is so important. And obviously, Paddle UK has been the governing body for about 3.5 years. What are your impressions of the community having sort of taken it under your wing?
Well, I think, look, it's a fantastic community, very contemporary, very progressive, and just a delight to be around. Everyone wants to help and collaborate with each other. You really notice that coming through the events I've been to. And what could be better? This is a beautiful, beautiful place in Torbay. And we've had a fantastic few days so far, and I think the joy and the way just chatting to people, it's just been absolutely brilliant.
Brilliant. Well, we had a long chat yesterday, and your governorship has been really quite outstanding, and we look forward to continuing to grow the sport in the future.
Absolutely, and that's what we want to do. It's inclusive, it's accessible, it's a great entry point into paddle sport, and the people are brilliant. So we look forward also to growing and working with everyone in the community, including you guys who do a wonderful job. So thank you.
Well, it's a pleasure. And just talking about the event itself, we're on the third day now. What's your impressions? Are you happy with all the racing and everything that's gone on?
I think people come and I was expecting people to come and bend my ear. I haven't heard anything like that. I think everyone is very, very comfortable with it. Look, the weather and the location have made it really so perfect. So I certainly haven't heard any complaints. I've only heard this is fantastic. Let's do it again. Let's come back here. So
brilliant. Well, thanks ever so much for your support and for all of your representatives from Paddle UK who've all done a fantastic organisational job.
Well, I think the whole team, from Brendan, Scotty, the Paddle UK team, you guys, it's been fantastic, and thank you for your support as well.
Pleasure. Right.
Always a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And have a lovely paddle. So you heard it there. It's great, isn't it, when you hold an event and it's such a big event this to have in the UK, and the pressure is on for sure for everybody. But so far it has been fantastic, and as Nick said, no complaints. Everybody's just having a wonderful time. The racing has been epic. We've seen the sprints, we've seen the distance, and that is from the ICF SUP World Cup and the Super Festival. So we've had a sort of back-to-back competitions that we've certainly been covering, Simon, which has meant a really good juggling act from us, hasn't it? I think we've done a good job. Let's say thank you to ourselves. It's not over yet.
No, we've still got 2 races after this, but yeah, certainly reflected the ethos of the event. So I think we are due to be off very shortly, I think.
And there are not 1,000 paddlers here. You can see that from the screen, but I think we've got over 200. So that's a fair amount of paddlers here today. I think a lot of the racers are taking the opportunity this morning to have a bit of downtime. All the international racers, and they've got the morning off.
Exactly.
Essentially, and why shouldn't they? They've been racing hard for 2 days. And sprinting and tech is, you think the distance is going to be tough, but sprinting and tech is explosive and fast and furious. So those guys are, they might still be in bed. I doubt it, or they'll be on a run or something.
Yeah, or stretching it out. And it is quite a commitment, bearing in mind the various heats and so on. And I know that some athletes have maybe impacted some of their tech chances by taking part in sprints, but you kind of never know how you're feeling, what your endurance is like until you get out there. But a lot of those elite paddlers, distance is just what they do. So it's going to be really interesting later on to see the performances.
And talking about that, the distances for the Super Festival, and they will leave the beach here later and they will go round the headland halfway to Paynton, and then the ICF group will go all the way to Paynton and back. So for the Super Festival paddlers, it will be 4K, and for the ICF paddlers, it will be 8K. Doesn't sound very much, but the conditions here around that headland can get very feisty. It won't be feisty for a lot of people, they'll be used to this, but for some others it will be. I think Brendan originally wanted it to be about 15k. That would be his kind of distance. Well, no, his distance would be paddling around the UK.
Yes, exactly. But that wasn't on apparently, so...
But we'd like to, I think today as well, once we see these paddlers off, or from now, we'd like to really give a big shout out to some of the sponsors who have absolutely made this event happen. And you can see the white flags there, that is Blackfish Paddles from Canada. Peter Allen is here, and I think he's racing later. He heads up that company, and they are headline sponsors for this event. So big up Blackfish Paddles, please do check them out. And we have also got the Torbay Council, again, have been so supportive of this event, and they've really wanted it to happen. Why wouldn't you? It brings a huge amount of business into your locality, so they have been a huge support for this event. But I think Simon's got some other people that we'd really love to give a shout out to. Without those people, these events wouldn't happen.
Absolutely, it's all around the sponsors here. Paddle UK, this has been a huge cooperative effort from a number of organisations, and just a huge thank you. So we're just going to run through in alphabetical order some of the sponsors for this weekend actually, starting with Above Water, which is Brendan Prince's charity for water safety, and they do loads of training and education, particularly with young people, to help communities stay safe and confident when enjoying the water. We've got the very lovely Bays Brewery, of which I have sampled probably a couple of their different pints. They're a float IPA, a proportion of which goes to Above Water, but they're a family-run brewery in the heart of Torbay.
So supportive, those guys, aren't they? We saw their van earlier, and they're here today, and I think everybody got a can.
That was Lucky Saint.
So, yeah,
they'll come later, right? So Anjana Marine Sport, specialised in high performance equipment for competitive paddling, and we've got Blackfish Paddles, obviously, which we've talked about, and they've been massively supportive throughout all of this competition and wider. They've got a large number of ambassadors in the UK. And their paddles, I think, are sort of their operation is based in Canada, the rep for the UK, absolutely superb.
They specialise quite a lot in endurance racing and endurance racers, but they also have people like Bruce Smith, who is both of those things. He's here today with that paddle. He'll be racing later, and he's done very well, but he also is an endurance paddler, so something like Last Paddler Standing, 52 hours of straight paddling, so very much endurance, but crossing over into other things.
And adventure, particularly, as well, as you'd expect on the west coast of Canada. Lots of beautiful areas there to paddle. We've got Milligan, local development firm here in Torbay, to emphasise regeneration, long-term economic growth. We've got BYD, the car manufacturer, global leader in electric vehicles. Dainton Self Storage, who supplied our event central operations area up there overlooking the storage area for boards, which I know is subject very dear to your heart, having 2 boards in there.
Yep.
We've got ProDirect Sport and another sort of paddle specific part of the operation. But here we are, it looks like we're under starters orders here for we don't expect any racing starts here today.
I think we might see someone do a bit of a racing start just because he'll get the opportunity, and that's that young man in the watermelon hat.
Yes.
Drew Barber.
Drew Barber did brilliantly yesterday in the juniors, really up against some top class opposition in the ICF, but really high hope for the future for the UK.
Definitely.
And absolutely nailing it in his local Norfolk racing scene.
Here we go. Your race director for this event is Brendan Prince, and he's very excited to be getting these people off and running. Here he goes. He's doing a run through. Oh, nice. That's a really good idea. Oh, here we go. Look. No race starts. Not super fast, but keen to get on the water, I think. which is great. And look at all the different boards. You've got a starboard all-star there, perfect for these conditions. You've got a red 10'6". You've got an infinity board. You've got a starboard, oh, that looks like a pointy-ended sprint H2O SUP. You've got a starboard touring board, Aquaplanet. It really is. You've got an Ituit board there from Decathlon. It really is. One board does not fit all. Yeah, we've got another Aquaplanet there. Lots of red equipment boards, and off they go. They are paddling around. Not quite sure where they're going. I think they're going up to the big orange buoy up there, and then over across. So they're staying well within this harbour area or beach area, so it's like a bowl, but it's quite protected, which is what some of these paddlers will probably need. But how joyous is that to see all these paddlers on the water? There's the safety crew. They have done a sterling job, spending most of their time on or in the water and just being very aware of people, how they are, what they're doing, are they in trouble? So look at these paddlers. They are all, what a beautiful day as well. They're all mooching off. The family from SUP are there and off,
We haven't got. We got a
off
fin.
and running.
No, I was just saying that I don't know where it is.
I don't know if you can see them.
Fair enough.
Just there at the front. Let's have a little zoom in. There they go. A family of 6. How exciting. Maybe you should have left him at home this morning. So another young lady going off on that board. But yep, they're all, most of them are up and standing, and off they go, and they're going to have a little pootle down the coast there, flip round the buoy. There'll be some great photos later, Simon. You know, multiple paddlers on the water makes for an exciting shot, doesn't it?
Exactly, it's always a spectacular sight. And there's Brendan bringing up the rear on his iconic board, which he did the long paddle on. Now, I've often joked with Brendan that his board can only turn right, it can't turn left, but hopefully that will be
Absolutely
proved wrong
true.
this time.
So there they go, but look at them. This is really what makes me happy, is seeing people on the water of whatever level, and you know, if any of them were slightly nervous, they don't need to be. They're in an incredibly secure environment here. 2 safety boats, safety crew here, everybody willing them to just have a really nice time, and then who knows where that might lead. You know, some of the youngsters on that dragon board, they might be racing in 4 or 5, 6 years' time.
And certainly, having been given the example of the last few days of competitive action, that really does serve to inspire people of all ages. And you know, one of the most vibrant categories in the 50 plus and the 60 plus, with some very, very high quality performances in there. So opportunities for anyone at any age, regardless of their previous sporting background, to start to get involved in racing, because it's a very inclusive community regardless of the level you join it at.
Yep, and if you don't think you're competitive, hey, you might surprise yourself.
Well, like
if we don't-
like yourself actually.
Absolutely.
So
Didn't realise I had that.
ex-national champion, and you after your first race you surprised yourself, didn't you?
Absolutely, went out and bought a race board, second hand, still got it. But yeah, that was the start of the journey. If I hadn't entered that team race, I wouldn't have known that. So I'd probably still be just pootling along or doing some adventure paddling, but it's opened up a whole new world, and it really is great fun. And youngsters especially love competitive sports. So, but yeah, there they go, they're off, going around the orange buoy, and then they'll get a bit of wind assistance coming back. A slightly different experience for them if they've never been on the sea before, which some paddlers just do not go on the sea. It's a great safe way to have a go, isn't it, Simon?
Well, absolutely. So there's a slight westerly, so the wind's in their faces at the moment, which is why some of them are making stately progress. But as the field lengthens out there, so the odd little bit of gust, but something that's Yeah, that's sorry, I just slightly distracted there. Someone's holding the paddle the wrong way round, and
Oh, no.
which is probably why they're not making too much progress
Oh
forward.
dear. Always an issue.
Always an issue.
Goodness me. They used to put stickers on the paddle so that you could see which way it should be, just to help you out, because it is when you learn, you just look at the paddle and intuitively put it the wrong way round. You know, you think you need to scoop the water,
Yeah.
but it's actually the last thing you need to do. But there's always someone on hand to gently tell you or suggest.
As
know,
long as they
maybe-
gently tell you, I think there's.
Yeah. I think we all do that. We all try and do that
Yeah.
now. Try not to be too.
Too prescriptive around that.
We feel quite, you know, maybe quite cross inside. Oh no, you know, a bit angsty.
Well, no.
And then
it's-
you just gently say, oh, you know, why don't you try the paddle the other way around? It might find your life a little bit easier. And if you don't know, you don't know. But hey, look at this family flying
Well,
along.
they are
Woohoo!
absolutely. Look at that.
That's
romping
amazing.
along.
A steam train.
And
Hey, we haven't seen a steam train, have we? We're probably in the
no,
wrong place.
we are in the wrong place. We're in the wrong bay. It's just round the corner there.
So should we get back to those lovely sponsors, Simon, while we're watching these amazing paddlers? And yes, out the front is Drew. He's certainly not racing, but he's on a race board. So, but yeah, they are absolutely flying along. So here's a really good showcase of paddling into the wind and paddling with the wind, and how absolutely different it is, especially on the coast. Look at that, that family. Bless them. You got little one on the front there. Daddy, and then going down in size, and then mummy on the, I guess it's mummy on the back. They definitely are a family, but look at them go. How sweet is that?
They're absolutely taking full advantage of the wind there. So the wind, using their bodies as a sail effectively, they're streaming along at a rate of knots. Okay, let's carry on rattling through our sponsors. The next one I'll talk about is one that we're both very familiar to, which is Hampton by Hilton, who's provided our accommodation on numerous events, and they really have been a massive supporter of Brendan and these events over various years, both with Super Festival, SUP 12, and you know that they are just, it is just a wonderful place to stay, very, very comfortable, superb air conditioning as well.
Oh, which we have needed for sure this week. And all the staff are lovely. We've got lovely Kate. I have to mention Kate. She is at breakfast in the morning, and she is the smiliest, loveliest, most helpful person. We've been coming to that hotel for a good few years now, maybe 4 years, and every time we come she says, oh, hello, how are you? What are you up to this time? What SUP event is happening? She's clearly a sporty person. I think her brother is a runner. She looks like a runner. She looks incredibly fit. But she's always just a joy, and she's very positive about our SUP community. She said how lovely they are. So yeah, shout out to Kate at the Hampton by Hilton.
So we have P. Shang, who are our official sponsor, ICF sponsor, and Plastex. Braca Sport, premier manufacturer of high performance paddles and rowing equipment used by Olympic and world class champions. And another brand that we are very familiar with, Shore Tees. Mark provides board apparel. He's provided all of the customised wear for all of the volunteers. Lots of vests, lots of custom event related merchandise, and Shore Tees, SHORE, as in Shore Tees boardwear is the website to go to for any of your SUP merchandise, or indeed any other merchandise, and everything's been ethically produced. So please support Mark at Shore Tees.
And he also, let me just butt in there, Simon, if I may, he also gives a lot of his profit to, or has donated over the years to, Above Water. And he's also supporting Brendan on the long row, which is Brendan's next challenge of rowing around the UK. So Mark he's a good egg, is our Mark, and we'd like you to support him in any way that you can. He makes kit for lots of SUP clubs in the UK as well. So yeah, check him out. He's a good egg.
Next we have Tides, which is an absolutely outstanding base for all of the volunteers down here at Tor Abbey, and I think your husband Anthony was very complimentary about the tuna salad he got there.
Seared tuna salad.
Yeah, no tinned tuna there. It was absolutely beautiful, and he's a bit of a foodie, so that's Tide's restaurant. We've got Woollands, who is a law firm. Their offices are based in the Hampton by Hilton offices, or just below the Hampton by Hilton, and again they've been a huge supporter of Brendan and all of his initiatives for a number of years. So if you're looking for a Southwest law firm, they're the ones to go to. Next we have Yak Shack, and Sarah, you know a bit about Yak Shack, don't you?
I do. Yak Shack, I was contacted by these couple of young lads who had this concept and they needed a bit of friendly advice, help. I pointed them in all the right directions. So they now have 7 stations. So it's a looks like a bike box, and it's got a couple of kayaks in and a couple of paddleboards in, and you rent your craft of choice by the hour. Now the first thing that I mentioned to them was safety. Now bearing in mind these 2 lads are very well versed in water and water safety. I think they're both sailors. So they know all about it, and they've taken their Paddle UK qualifications in paddleboarding instructor. So they're thinking really well about how they provide what they're providing. And you go along to the Yak Shack, wherever their station is, and there are 4 craft. You decide which one to take out. You then scan the QR code on the padlock, and it then runs you through a safety briefing, which is really important. You can't skip it. If you don't watch it, you ain't hiring aboard. So you watch the safety briefing. The other thing that people said, well, what about the weather in the locality if there's nobody there? Well, the weather app is linked to that padlock. If it's too windy or conditions are not favourable or there's a flooded river, that information is live and it will go through to that padlock and it will not allow the padlock to be opened. So there are things in place that actually stop you from using that facility. So if it's on the edge, it just may not let you go and play, and that's a really good thing. So once you've watched the safety video and you've put your details in, you then can open the box. You then have a PFD that is mandatory to wear, a leash which is mandatory to wear, and then you take your craft out for the hour and then you pop it back and Bob's your uncle. I think it costs £15 for an hour. So, some people are saying, well, why not just go to a local provider or hire a board somewhere else? Sometimes when you hire boards, or even if you've bought your own board, if you've gone to maybe the cheaper end of the market and bought a board, and you don't bother to scan the QR code on the board, which might link through to some Paddle UK safety advice, you just get your board out, pump it up, and off you go. What's better? To me, what's better is that you have to watch a safety briefing video. If the weather is not right, you are not allowed to go out with that particular board. So I think, it's early days for the Yak Shack, but they are hoping to get 10 venues at the end of the year, and I wish them all the very best, but do check them out. It's called the Yak Shack, and they have been sponsors of this event and are giving free lessons to, I think over this weekend they've got 100 people out on their boards, which is great.
Brilliant. Well, we should clip that for the Yak Shack. That's a comprehensive run through of their wares there. Now, another place which we visited is the Otto Kitchen Pizza Bar, which has got a fantastic location. It's raised, it overlooks the inner harbour, and just absolutely beautiful, and some great food there as well.
Yes, I can concur with the food.
We've also got Pier Point, which we're kind of looking at here. You can see just underneath the Princess Theatre there is a building, and that's where Pier Point are, and we also have Offshore, which is another sponsor, which again is right there on the
places.
Exactly.
Pier Point is classic fish and chips, and really, really good fish and chips, and then Offshore is in the marina, and again, great food. This is what you want from these places. I'm just bearing in mind something that's happening behind. I think there's a loose board. The wind has got up, so you can see all those paddlers there. tucked by the wall, and there are going to be some great photo opportunities there for the photographer, the official photographer, and do look out for his photos, which will be coming out soon. I've been asked a few times about when they are, but they will be coming out. Just check out on the Paddle UK socials or ours, and we will let you know when they're up and live.
Okay, so I think that probably completes our sponsors for the moment. Obviously, we should mention Paddle UK, the sports governing body, who've been very much behind this event, and without whom this event couldn't be carried out. The ICF, who the International Canoe Federation, who nominated us, or not nominated us, who appointed the UK as a venue for the World Cup event. It's the first level 2 ICF event for SUP in the UK, so it's quite a milestone here, and from all accounts, from conversations I've had both with the ICF representative, but also the chat I had earlier on with the chairman of Paddle UK, it's been hugely successful, and as I said, we are looking forward to the distance races in both the Super Festival and the ICF shortly. So let's just call it to a halt there, as these guys are getting their close up, and we will come back to you with the distance events.
Yeah, well done to all those paddlers at getting out on the water, and they will have had the most lovely time. So we will check in with you later. Thank you very much for watching.